special in store for you. The grandest spectacle, the greatest show of all, Johnny Bang Bang Show. Here's your host, Robert Gifford.
That's right, it's me, I am the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, buckle in. Here we go, off on the road to SummerSlam, my man. My name is Robert Gifford. The game is JBB, Johnny Bang Bang, a.k.a. I am Johnny Bang Bang. And always to my right is the man, the myth, the legend, my partner in crime, Grant the Mark Clark. Welcome back, a.k.a. Sonny Batutski, my man that is hopefully delivering on one of the cool things that are going to happen this weekend for us, a chance, an opportunity to see SummerSlam live and in action in a suite due to his new job. Grant, welcome back. How you feeling, buddy? We're glad to have you back, man.
Feeling a lot better. Like I told you earlier, woke up last weekend, could barely move, back was hurting me, which is funny because I'm a chiropractor. Yeah, let me get it.
Let's get you in the frame there.
Yeah, so a chiropractor. So yeah, having back pain, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Other than that, was feeling just down and out. My girls were feeling sick too. So
sometimes you just need to recharge your batteries.
Yep. And Rob held it down. I don't remember the guest's name, but thank you. You were awesome.
My man Ben Kozab, baby.
There you go, Ben. You're a real one. You can be part of our bloodline, I guess now. So,
hey, I like that.
I'm just gonna keep messing with this.
Grab the weights right there, baby. Sonny Batutski is here. However, you might be noticing that the man in the middle is not here today. We are having some contract negotiations as we speak with the manager that is Fluff McGee. Hopefully we can get that all figured out, get us all on the same page. If not, he's more than welcome to jump on whenever he can make it. Mainly he's down there in Illinois. He's moving. He's got a lot of things going on. Hopefully we can get Fluff McGee, a.k.a. Hale Brown, back on the show as soon as possible. But for now, we back to a tag team, baby. We back. Let's roll. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Lots and lots to talk about. My voice is kind of coming and going. I've had a very exciting weekend. I spent the weekend floating down the Rifle River here in Michigan. Just kind of did a boys trip up there. Did some camping. It did a lot of raining on us.
With your boys?
With the boys and the boys. But speaking of a lot of things going on for SummerSlam, we're on the brink, and I want to dive right in, if we can, to the first big topic. And that is something I want to talk about called Make the Case. And Make the Case in this case is going to revolve around four men. And I'm going to present an idea to you and you tell me what you think. Okay. In this case, I'm talking about Roman Reigns, The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm talking about Cody Rhodes and Jay Main Event Uso. So here's where I'm at, man. This is what I was thinking about it. So I kind of want to workshop this with you on the fly if we can.
We can.
Okay. Here's what we have. We have a main event setting up for SummerSlam with Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns.
Tribal warfare.
Tribal warfare, which means everything.
No DQ.
No DQ, which means there's going to be some outside interference.
What's the thing, like the Islander thing where they tape their wrist, put glass on it, and fight?
That seems like more Mox's
John Moxley was thinking about that one.
But where I'm going with this is I think before we talk about making the case, I think we need to talk about some of the rules. And what I mean by this is this. If we were sitting in the back room workshopping these ideas of how we want things to plan out between now and WrestleMania, there's certain rules that we have to abide by. And I'm going to give you one example. Rule number one for Cody Rhodes. He has to finish the story. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. It has to be. It's been since he's been brought in, what the whole thing is. Cody has to finish the story. I need to finish the story.
So the rule number one, finish the story. So that means this rule cannot be broken.
Okay.
That means this is a little foreshadowing, but we have to finish the story. Here's the next rule. Okay. He has to finish the story. Now, when I say a rule, it's just a general consensus amongst fans, because if WWE goes against this rule, most fans are going to be upset.
Yeah.
Not necessarily me, but consensus, okay? Rule number two, Cody must finish the story on Roman Reigns. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I think I have to agree with that, because there has been the caveat, is he going to go for Seth's title?
Okay, yep. And I've been kind of pitching that one, which I think is totally fine, but the general consensus is that it's not, and there would be a lot of people would talk bad about the storyline with the bloodline and the storyline with Cody Rhodes if it doesn't go that way. So that right there just means that on the road to WrestleMania, we have Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes the way it's supposed to be. Now, this is where it's starting to get a little interesting. Not only does Cody have to finish the story, aka become the champion, he has to beat Roman Reigns. Now, we're going to talk about this rule number 3. Does it have to be at WrestleMania? Because I don't know if that necessarily is a rule.
I don't think it's a rule. I think it's what should be.
Okay.
So I don't think it's a rule. You don't have to Charlie Day, bulletin board, all of it.
Okay. Well, here's the reason. So now WWE kind of has an issue. And we've been talking about this issue, and I'm trying to just kind of paint a picture a little bit easier if we can. You have Jey Uso, which nobody thinks is going to win the championship. But in my opinion, I don't think he's going to win it. But in my opinion, this might be the easiest way to get all the things that you want at Mania if Jey Uso was to win the belt at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Gosh.
So,
you know how cool it would be if he does win it? Oh, man, that would be a huge pop.
That whole crowd will go they'll unravel.
Go ape shit, pretty much.
So here's what I'm asking. So first of all, if Roman Reigns, according to you and the rules, has to lose to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, then that means Jey Uso doesn't win the belt. Yeah. Give me a percentage on what you think actually happens with Jey Uso and his chances of actually winning the belt.
10% chance of winning.
You're going 10.
Yeah, I as much as I'm one of those people, I kind of am at the point I would love to see it because that almost brings that storyline because it was almost one of the first few things that started the bloodline was the Jey Uso match against Roman Reigns, but he's not going to win it. There is Jey Uso. Yes, you have the main event Jey Uso. Is he really a main event guy? Is he?
No, I don't think he is.
Is he going to, as they say, move the needle?
He does. He'll move it backwards. Yeah. I mean, nobody's buying tickets and anything. Nobody's coming to that. No offense, Jay. We love you, but it's just not where you're at right now. With that being said, so then that means we have to have this. Why would WWE tease The Rock coming back? Maybe it's a one-off, maybe it's not, but
yeah, because they're teasing Grayson Waller's been. Just being Grayson Waller, which is fantastic.
And they've been acknowledging it.
And they've been acknowledging it. They've had social media interactions, stuff like that. And it's highly speculated he's going to be involved in some capacity that will have physical altercation. And not going to be the predicted thing. The rumor is it's going to be less than 5 minutes and it's going to be something quick. Which
is exactly what that should be, right? Yeah. So this isn't a case for Waller at all, but WWE doesn't do anything on accident. They're not going to mention The Rock. Yeah, they're not going to have Waller getting into a Twitter feud or an X feud. Now, did you see the name?
Yeah. Dude, I woke up this morning and saw it was changed and it confused me.
You're like, did I download a porn app?
I clicked on the Twitter icon, and then it pulls up top X, and I'm like, and I log out, and it just starts flickering back and forth between the X and Twitter icon. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it, but Elon Musk is up to no good. Okay, so if that's the case, then here we are. We've got The Rock going to be at SummerSlam. Book it now. It's going to happen.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You don't think there's going to be some type of interaction? There might not be anything to do with the main event match at all, but there's going to be something that's going to take place with Roman and The Rock at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
As far as maybe a backstage, you've been doing good, or hey, there's going to be something.
Or maybe a passing at Waller and how would you here? I want to throw some. I know I'm getting off topic.
No, you're.
Where would you put this Waller Rock segment in the show?
Middle of the show.
Middle of the show.
It would be middle of the show for sure. You got to start off with some wrestling. Start off with some of your heated storylines, and then as you come off of probably Becky and Trish, I would have this.
Yeah, I think.
Or if they're going to do the women's tag team champions or whatever.
I think middle of it, or like after the second match, just something
early on,
that then maybe you backstage you have later on. I think it'd be maybe more towards the middle, and then you have it because I don't think you do that right before the main event. You have, because that would just be like, oh, everybody's high on
You
The
want
Rock.
them to, you kind of want them to forget about it.
Yeah. So you have maybe backstage after you have something where the Roman's in his locker room or something, and he goes, wise man, go do or Solo and wise man go do something, and they open the door and the Rock's like walking by and turns to something. Yeah.
The Rock is on his way to his music hits or whatever. No, we do this segment. Rock's on his way out. He's saying goodbye to people, and he walks by Roman's dressing room door.
Yeah.
And then he stops, he turns, he looks, and then he opens it, enters, and then maybe we just go away.
Yeah, because you can't have it be. It has to be after the Rock segment.
It has to be after his segment.
It's a surprise. I mean, even though it's highly speculative, it's a surprise that he's
okay. But so getting back to the topic here, then, if Jey Uso, you got him at 10%, what are the percentages? Just give me a percentage of what that we will see Rock and Roman in some way, them tease, whether they actually tease a match or just like them in an interaction. Give me a percentage of a Rock Roman interaction, whether it's eluded or actually face to face on camera. That happens. At
we're
SummerSlam.
having I'm going to go 95% chance we're having something backstage, and caveat, we're having after the main event. I'm going to go a 75% chance of a face off at the end. At the end. Now maybe in the ring, maybe
that's high.
Maybe this is one of those ones. We had Jimmy had to throw in the towel for Jay.
Okay,
for one of those. Maybe it's Roman wins the match and he just continues to beat down Jay.
Okay.
Just putting him in place, Solo comes out and The Rock comes out to be like, yo, what are you doing? And then we get that stare down in the ring. Or maybe, it's even Rock's or Roman's just beating Jay up after the bell. They're attacking and you hear, if you smell, and then he walks out to the ring and it gives him, you get the last standing picture of,
Okay.
I mean, if we're live, we're not going to know it's the end, but the WWE, the logo shows
the trademark at the bottom.
It's Rock. They just go back and forth between Rock standing there, with his eyebrow raised, and then Roman's kind of like the stunned kind of look. I think we'll get either one of those two.
So that's interesting. So 75% is a high odds.
If you're bringing The Rock in for something, I know that
there's going to be a moment.
It has to be more than just we're doing something with Waller and.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So this is where I'm leading to with all this. We're 12 minutes into this show, and I'm getting to kind of a pigeonhole problem. Okay. And I'm just trying to figure out what you think of this and what maybe what our Johnny Bang Bang Nation thinks of this as well.
The Bang Bang Gang.
The Bang Bang Gang. Dude, that's perfect. The Bang Bang Gang.
Don't send us a cease and desist.
Oh, yeah, we're in trouble. Yeah, so here's where I'm at. So then another rule number 4. That means if we want Roman versus Rock, which we do. We want that more than Cody versus Roman.
We do.
Okay. We want Roman versus Rock where Roman's at his peak. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I got an idea.
So how do we get there? Because the question becomes, if Roman has to fight The Rock at his peak, Cody can't beat him for the belt.
This is where I throw in a thing, and I think maybe we're slipping our mind. WrestleMania is 2 nights. Roman could do double duty. He fights The Rock on night 1.
Interesting.
Wins, and then, man, look at that. The next night, 24 hours later, he's defending against Cody. And, maybe, and I would be a fan, and it's wrestling, so, you got to take away all your beliefs and everything. Like, maybe have Cody the night before has to do like a Daniel Bryan where he has to win that match to get to the main event. So then night 2, because I wouldn't like it be like, oh, Roman beat The Rock night 1 and then he's tired. He has to fight Cody Rhodes, because then if Cody Rhodes wins that, lessens it. So maybe Cody has to fight someone night 1 too, or night 1, night 2. Then we get both men against each other. Cody still, you have 24 hours removed. Roman Reigns just be one of the greatest superstars ever. And it's like, Cody can't win now. Cody can't win. You're building Cody even higher at that point. It's like, Cody's the underdog now. It's like,
interesting.
Maybe Cody fights someone like I'm just going to use Brock, someone who you would be like, okay, that dude is going to destroy this guy.
Let's brainstorm your idea a little bit more then, and I'll help you clean it up a little bit.
I don't want.
Do you want Cody to win the Rumble?
No.
Well, then
I don't like the twice in a row. That's the thing.
Okay, so that
needs to be LA Knight.
See, well, that's what I was going to say. So if that's the case, if Cody wins the Rumble, here's option number 1. you could have him not declare even up till WrestleMania who he's fighting. Seth, let's say Seth is still champion, which we'll talk about that too. Yeah. But let's just say Seth is champion, and let's say he's got an opponent already. Okay, and then you've got Cody, who The Rock now has Roman. That's being built. Seth's being built to fight someone, and Cody hasn't declared who he's going for. So now he says, hey, I could be coming for yours. I'll declare that in the moment. Or I could be coming for yours. Seth has his match. It comes and goes. Rock fights Roman at Mania. Roman wins. And then afterwards, Cody comes out and says, I'll see you tomorrow, big guy. Something like that. That could happen. I'm not for it, but I'm just saying that could clean it up.
The only thing, I like that idea, but the only thing is they're not going to have that match night because Mania is going to be 2 nights again. So
no, I'm saying you're saying they're not going to do Roman Rock night 1?
No, the only way I can see them doing Roman Rock is if you have Cody Roman night 2.
That's what. So then Cody Roman would be night 2.
But if they're not going to announce that match is going to happen, are you going to be like that? WWE would be like, oh, night 2 is going to be Rock and Roman.
Yeah, dude. I don't.
It's so hard to.
So that's my point. That's my whole point of this whole conversation is that there's just certain rules. There's certain rules that WWE has abide by. Not necessarily they don't have to abide by them. That the fans are going to be upset. I feel. Here's my fear. That's why I think Jey Uso, if Jey Uso was to win this weekend with a Rock interference, now you get Roman still at his peak. You get Roman versus Rock. Rock loses to Roman, but that would have to be a Royal Rumble build or a Survivor Series build, right? Yeah. And then eventually Roman has to get his belt back from Jey Uso to fight Cody Rhodes at Mania.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing. This is the only reason I came up with this is because I was trying to figure out what makes the most sense for Jey Uso to actually get the belt.
I have a thing too, and it's something that's just been sitting with me. It's like, why does Roman Reigns technically have 3 belts now?
He does.
So like, he just drop one of them like to Jey? Just Jey wins one of them.
We're fighting for this one over here.
We're fighting for the Universal champ, just the Universal one, or I don't know.
Because at the end of the day, man, main event SummerSlam is coming. We're going to talk about our predictions here in a little bit, and I just feel like at this point, I'm with you. I actually thought Sami Zayn had a better chance of winning the championship than I did. Not that I actually thought it was going to happen, but I thought his odds were greater than what Jay's are. I'm starting to think if they go down this road the way they're teasing The Rock, we might get a Jey Uso upset. There might be a Jey Uso victory.
I'm okay with that.
And now we watched what we think is the fall just to get the rise again. And then you get Cody versus...
More layers in the bloodline.
Because the only way Jey winning and beating Roman is if there's an interference. And I don't want to just see Jey and Jimmy beat him. It's got to be on the level of The Rock, right?
Jimmy's going to interfere too because he's been out.
Jimmy's going to interfere. I think Roman's going to introduce...
Solo's going to interfere on his end.
Yep. And then The Rock's there.
And it's just like, The Rock has to be, like I said, The Rock if we're bringing The Rock in for this,
I think they are, dude. I think
it's crazy that, it's happening in Detroit, Michigan. Like,
Detroit.
So like, it's something you got to do something more with him. And he's got to get fit. There's got to be some form of physicality or stare off with the bloodline. It just can't be.
The only issue is if Rock helps Jey win, right? Mm-hmm. Like physical altercation. Then we have to get a payoff sooner rather than later between. And are they going to do Rock Roman at Survivor Series? It's too big.
The only time
it's too big.
That will only happen at Mania.
So then
it won't happen at a. So
then there will be no altercation from The Rock helping Jey.
There's no way. I think it will be where I said it's either he's at the ring, the top of the entrance,
just to acknowledge,
or he's in the ring, just staring down. And Roman, maybe Solo does the one where Solo or Paul kind of push Roman back, and maybe The Rock hits one of them with a rock bottom or people elbow.
Okay.
Or, maybe just someone super kicks Paul Heyman and it looks funny again.
Yeah, it looks really funny.
Favorite king ever.
I'm with you. Well, we made the case there for all 4 guys, what we thought was going to happen, what were the percentages and the odds. But at the end of the day, I think we think Roman's going to continue this thing. However, with that being said, if Jey was ever going to win, it'd be this weekend. And I think there's a greater chance now that he wins just because The Rock is there. I think his percentages go up.
Weren't we all doing this, though, when...
Oh, yeah.
With Sammy.
Hey, this is the reason why we wanted to start a podcast, baby.
I know.
Johnny Bang Bang talking SummerSlam in Detroit. We move on. We move on. Other things to cover in the world of professional wrestling. We transition now to, well, let's talk about it. The elephant in the room is Collision's way better than Dynamite.
Collision is good. It is fantastic.
What's your overall opinion of Collision the first 6-7 weeks?
I love it. And side note, I love it just because I love anything right now with Bullet Club of Gold. I thought when they started a group, it was going to be just stupid. And it's like, oh, we're going to have 2 Bullet Club members in AEW. And I just enjoyed like having the Guns. The Guns are slowly growing on me as a group. I love their entrance. The entrance they had last night. And then Juice in the middle, just being Juice Robinson. It's fantastic. The wrestling's been great. Storylines are great. I mean, we might have had one of the best matches, probably one of the best tag team matches in a long time on it.
You're talking the one prior to Adam Cole and MJF.
Yeah. The 2 out of 3 falls one. Yeah. We had the whole payoff last night with MJF, Adam Cole, and FTR. CM Punk, I'm intrigued what they're doing with him. They made Ricky Starks into a star again.
Collision, the energy feels different. I feel like it's just
there.
I like a lot more of the role or the roster on Collision than I do on Dynamite.
And they're giving talent the spotlight they should have had.
Yes.
Miro's, I mean, he's not been on every week, but they're making Miro a big deal. Scorpio Sky was supposed to.
Andrade.
Sadly, Scorpio Sky's injured again. Andrade's back. House of Black is getting a lot more screen time.
But here's what I think they're doing better. I think they're doing storylines better on Collision. I think they're doing, they're actually making matches matter a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Like, we care more about Andrade trying to get his mask back, right? Because they've been telling a story. Now, I think they dropped the ball a little bit with Samoa Joe and Punk. I think they dropped the ball a little bit with, well, we'll get to that. Let's talk.
Go ahead.
Note,
did you watch Collision last night?
On Saturday?
No, Saturday.
Oh, it was yesterday. I watched most of it.
Did you see Buddy Matthews get his shoulder put back into place? That dude.
That stuff just hurts me.
You can't say wrestlers like that. Dude deserves, after the House of Black run, give him even if it's the TNT title or something, give him a shot.
He could be big. I think he could be main event. I think he's got great size. I think he's a great worker.
I don't know. Collision, I thought Collision was going to be weird, and then when I found out, the theme song's an Elton John theme song, I was like, I love it. I love the show entrance too, because it features the wrestlers on the show before it goes to like your MJF, Kenny Omega, stuff like that.
Yes,
it shows who's going to be on the card. It's fantastic. I love it.
Well, let's talk about it a little bit, because I want to talk about
wrestling's good.
Wrestling is good. And here's what's not even gooder about it is that I want to know your thoughts, you being the AEW guy. I want to know if you feel like this is layered storytelling or if this is Tony Khan once again just basically downplaying what he's doing to try to get to somewhere else. And I'll explain. CM Punk, he was on Collision Saturday.
With his bag.
What's in the bag? What's in the bag? In the bag was his version of the big, beautiful belt that has his name on it before he symbolized it with his trademark X.
I'm straight edge, and
I'm better than you.
And what do you say? And you can't steal. It's like my catchphrase was stolen.
Yeah. Shot at who?
MJF.
So here's the thing. He mentioned Wembley. Mm-hmm. He said, we'll find out about that later.
Do you see, side note, do you see where they're up on Wembley?
85,000. So that's essentially sold out.
Yeah.
Let's just call it a sold out event, because it will be.
Good job, AEW.
Tony Khan will eventually buy the rest of those if they're not. That's a sold out event.
Yeah.
MJF. Now, before we talk about whether or not it's too early or not, do you think now that's where they're going? MJF, Punk, Wembley. Or are they teasing it? And if they are, what does that mean for the rivalry with my boy Starks? Did they just push him to the side trying to build something better?
It's like last night, great episode of Rampage confused me so much because
Collision.
Yeah. There's too many of them, and they're all one word.
Yeah,
change. Thunder.
That used to be
so. Punk had his thing where that was pretty much a heel, like Punk becoming heel.
Yes,
and then on one side we have MJF,
who's portrayed to
just
be
being a complete baby face. It's like because that right, like they never finished the feud with MJF and Adam Cole. They put him in this group, and the whole time I'm like, I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and he's like, "How do you think it's gonna?" I'm like, "Oh, Punk's or MJF's gonna turn on Adam Cole tonight. They're gonna lose the match,
No,
and he's gonna take him out."
Yeah,
it didn't happen.
Here's what's gonna happen.
What? Adam Cole's gonna turn.
Adam Cole's gonna turn.
Good. Adam Cole's a fantastic heel.
MJF's gonna be a face. It's gonna be a full blown face.
But he's doing. And here's the thing, for me, MJF is like he's a great heel. But every time he showed those sides in the Jericho feud and the CM Punk feud, and this right now being the face, I'm sold into it. And
I'm sold into it, but we talked about this a couple weeks ago of whether or not they're playing this card too many times. And then I mentioned to you guys, I think it'd be interesting if they flipped it. I think that's still going to happen. I could be wrong. You guys could be still right on that. You never know, because that's just the way the pattern has gone, and JF is so good at it. I think if they flip it, now here's what, but all right, I'm going to lay this out for you. Punk goes in the ring and delivers, like you said, a heel promo.
Yeah.
Okay? And a damn good one. Okay? MJF has a moment after the match with FTR where FTR beats them to talk about the Pinnacle.
Yeah.
To take a low blow at all the guys about why the Pinnacle doesn't work. And in that promo, he blames himself. An arrogant young guy who couldn't get out of his own way, yada, yada. So now let's say we go
and they enjoy some tequila and pizza.
Tequila and pizza. So let's say we go to Wembley.
Oh, man.
And it's Punk versus MJF.
Which, side note, we have 28 days until Wembley.
That's what I'm talking about. So, and they have nothing built. Nothing built. Now, okay, that's fine. We're a month out, but we got to start building things. And wrestling does shit on purpose. So if Punk is carrying around that belt and he's talking Wembley and he's attaching line, we're not getting Punk Starks at Wembley.
Because Punk and Starks have a match next week on Collision with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Oh, that's dope.
That's dope. The outside referee, so they can't have any shenanigans. Is this a one and done then?
So I think what Starks is Starks is the thread on Collision, and then it will lead to the main, which is Punk MJF with Adam Cole in his corner, and Adam Cole costing because they have a pay-per-view the next week.
Yeah,
the pay-per-view the next week is All Out.
Yeah,
and that's in Chicago. And now who's your new champion?
Adam or Punk?
CM Punk.
CM Punk, yeah, CM Punk's champion there.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
I like it.
And then you have Adam Cole and MJF fighting.
It really does occur a week later.
It does. It's 1 week later. So think about this, dude. So think about this. Adam Cole, MJF is now fighting their rivalry, and CM Punk gets new, fresh blood. Yep. And who do you think that's going to be? Because I thought Tony Khan and them were going to milk this for a while, but we're there.
Kenny?
I'm asking.
I don't think so, man. That's hard because you're still...
He's a heel now.
I know, but they still have... That's the thing. It's like they have so many... AEW does this all the time. They start storylines and then they don't drop it. Kenny technically should not be any other storyline against the storyline with Don Callis and whoever.
Okay, so all right.
They should... That has to... If they don't finish that storyline, like... This is messed up because that...
No, you're right. You're right. I jumped the gun. Sorry. There's no way they're going to build Punk Kenny for 1 week. It's not going to happen. You're right. So Punk, he might fight somebody else, like a young up-and-coming... Or who won the Battle Royal? Darby Allin?
Darby. But they're supposed to have that. That's supposed to be taken over already.
Okay. I can't keep up.
They'll build something. They'll probably do... I bet they do something.
Or maybe Starks will get his opportunity at the All...
Or I bet they do a battle royal at Wembley or something. Okay. Just
I'm starting to lean Starks though will get his opportunity All In, or All Out. So are you on board with all of these things? Do we think we're going to get Punk and MJF? And if we do, we're going to get role reversal where it's actually where MJF goes in there? We still think he's that kind of anti-hero guy, but then Adam Cole makes him a heel or face.
Johnny Bang Bang, my brother. I feel like I just got hit with an unprotected chair shot in the head. Everything's going like 12 different directions. As long as they pay off in the end, I'm fine with whatever. As long as it pays off,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. I like where you're thinking with Ricky Starks is going to get his dues because I bet Punk's going to win to retain the belt because if we're going to Wembley, it makes sense. They'll probably have another match in between this 28 days because Ricky won one already. So
and 2 tag team champions or matches,
and they love those 2 out of 3.
Yeah,
you got to win. So, and if we continue, I don't want to see Adam Cole and because if you remember going in that on Wednesday they said they had a segment which is one of my favorite segments now because of Roderick Strong coming in and MJF calling him.
That's right.
Calling him calling him a basic creator wrestler. He said, no matter what happens, you'll get your title shot.
Who said that? That was
MJF told him. Because Adam Cole was like, this is not, I don't want the title. This has nothing to do with the title. Your friendship needs more. And then MJF was like, you know what? I'm going to give you your rematch. So now we still have that on the card. And it's like, that takes away. We're in a, I don't know. There's so many things.
See, this is why I was asking you, is this layered storytelling at its best? Like in early 2000s? When there was fatal 4-ways happening all the time and Triple H and Mankind and Taker and Angle or Rock or whoever. I used to love that era because you never knew who was coming out. I mean, you get some of the best endings to Raw and SmackDown all the time. It'd just be chaos, right? Yeah. Is this, I mean, maybe it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
But like, I would actually like to see, because here's the thing. Unless Punk's just coming out doing Punk shit and MJF has, this storyline will never happen, but Punk's just doing Punk shit.
Punk's being Punk. Yeah.
It could. But I'll tell you what. He ain't dropping Wembley. He ain't teasing MJF, and he ain't doing that unless it's happening, and that's just how I feel.
Rob, I'll be honest with you, thinking about it now. They're not going to fight at Wembley. Adam Cole and MJF will have their match at Wembley. So I think something happens before then. CM Punk will have a match against somebody. I could see it being a British wrestler. Probably, I would love to see a Will Ospreay.
Okay.
Just a great match.
Can't happen. It can't happen.
Why?
Because Will Ospreay needs to win that night.
Yeah.
And Ospreay isn't beating Punk.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just throwing things.
And don't we think we're getting Omega Ospreay 3?
It might not now. It might not. We should.
Why? Because of the Don Callis thing?
Yeah. It's just plain. That's that little side note. But in my end, I think that match at All Out is going to be, that's when we'll get think about it.
Okay.
Title versus title, unification in Chicago. And if you want CM Punk to be your champ again, which I think AEW does,
what if
Chicago, there's not going to be.
Oh, so you think they're going to go champ?
You're selling out. You already sold out Wembley. You haven't tickets. I don't think up for All Out or haven't been announced.
I just don't think they're going to fight. I just don't think you're going to get MJF in
Wembley. If they fight
Punk
Wembley,
on a 1 week thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Unless Punk's just taking shots constantly all the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And then I could see him fighting at Wembley and end in no disqualification or count out, and then they do it again the next week.
Would Punk interfere and cost Adam Cole or cost MJF the match, and Adam Cole becomes champion at Wembley?
Man, that would be awesome. I want Adam Cole to be champion.
Either way. So I guess, all right, let's finish. We'll do odds for this.
Man,
Give me odds of
double clothesline over.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Punk just did a heel thing and he held the belt. That's a direct shot at MJF. MJF he's already portraying to be the face. Why not just keep him the face? Adam Cole turns on him. However they get there, I think.
And then Kyle O'Reilly comes back and they sign Bobby Fish again. And we have Undisputed Era in AEW, all heels.
Boom. Boom. That just happened. Just happened. We'll see. Layered storyline, baby.
And then they get rid of the boom and they go back to bang.
And then we have to tell them that they're copyright infringement on us. Yeah.
Hey, we already said we are the Juice Robinson fan club, so I think they'll be fine with us saying.
Did you get your 8 hours?
I have not gotten 8 hours.
I did not either.
All right.
We move on.
So we move on, I guess, to our. Do we want to quickly mention if there's anything cool on the shows or not?
A couple things I think that we should mention. Go ahead. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. The biggest thing is the thread with Judgment Day and what they continue to do. I threw this out last week. I think this is a cool. I'm just again today we're just doing fantasy booking. It sounds like, but I want to get your thoughts on this. I threw this out to Ben last week. Finn Balor actually wins on Saturday. Okay, hear me out. Tell me this is not great. Okay. Finn Balor wins on Saturday. Yeah. No, hang on. Not Saturday. Finn Balor wins on Saturday because Judgment Day helps him.
Yeah.
Seth loses.
Yeah.
Monday, he's had the belt one day longer than he had it the last time. They do a Finn Balor celebration. You get the shot of the Judgment Day. All 4 members have something. And then Damian Priest and Judgment Day turn on Finn Balor. Damian cashes in, gets the belt. And now Finn is out of Judgment Day. And once again, this time he held it for 2 days rather than one.
I love it.
Now Finn and Damian are, and Seth still has a gripe because he never got his rematch, right? And he was interfered with. Mm-hmm. So now you got this great 3-way action going. And now Finn gets to be loved again by the fans.
Stamp that. You signed me up. I love it.
What do you think? I mean, is there anything that...
I want you to put that in a syringe and inject it in my veins right now.
So now when Seth Rollins wins...
I'm going to cry. And I'm going to blame you. I'm going to look at you and one single tear is going to be going down my face. Side note, do you think we get Demon Balor?
No, I don't. I think Demon Balor's gone for a while.
Demon Balor.
But to finish up with Seth Rollins, question to you. Do you think Seth Rollins, are you okay with him losing this belt Saturday? Yeah. Okay.
He's one of those guys that right now, like, I don't think Seth Rollins really needs a belt. He's going to be loved by the fans. He's still going to be one of your faces of your shows.
How do you feel about that belt in general? Or now we're 2 months into it. Do we think it's? Do you feel like it's
he's defended it more times than Roman Reigns has, so might as well.
Do you think it's a prestigious world championship? Do you acknowledge it as that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. It'd have to stay around, like somewhere like
it's main evented zero pay-per-views.
Like the Universal Championship when that came out, it was like okay, it's another belt, and I thought of it the same way. And then as we went in a couple years, it's like okay, yeah, this belt actually means something now. Yeah. Universal Championship, it took a while. You're right. I agree with you. Yep. Anything else on Monday Night Raw worth mentioning outside of that? We get matches set up, confirmed for SummerSlam. That was right. Logan Paul and
basically that was the big one. You're right. We move on. Then.
SmackDown.
Let's go to Friday Night SmackDown.
Rey Mysterio, please get healthy.
Yeah.
That's,
how did that, for our listeners that maybe didn't catch that, how did that end up?
So
Escobar defeated him.
Yeah, they were supposed to have a match.
Which then puts Escobar versus Theory.
Which a great thing of Austin Theory sitting up in a skybox by himself.
Yeah, eating popcorn.
Awesome. What happened with I don't remember. How did he get in?
I don't remember how the injury happened or not. That's why I was trying to.
The only injury I can think of recently is the shoulder, Buddy Matthews' shoulder. So, but just get healthy. Get
healthy, get right, come back, fight.
Just retire, man. You don't need
it. I'm not for having my legends retire.
LA Knight
I'll be around forever.
LA Knight cuts just a fantastic promo on Pit Row, Port Top Dollar.
Dude,
called Uncle Phil.
That line was so cool, dude. I didn't know Uncle Phil was wrestling too.
Yeah, and now they're doing they're going to do a battle royale at SummerSlam that he's going to hopefully win.
Is he billed to be in it?
Yeah, him and Sheamus are the only two so far that are announced to be in it.
Okay. The only other things to mention, there's 2 things that I think we should mention. One quick one is just that it seems like they're finally building Karrion Kross a little bit. They finally they're renaming some of his finishing maneuvers, and Michael Cole was like, and he calls that the blah blah blah. So when they start doing that, that means they're rebuilding and repackaging a wrestler. Any thoughts on that before we get to Gunther? Oh, that was Gunther's Monday Night Raw. We should have. I messed that up.
No, I don't have anything to say.
Gunther, Drew McIntyre. Gunther just passed Macho Man. Big deal. He's now 3rd or 4th on the list.
Third.
He's now 39 days away from being number 1 overall. Does it feel like Drew's bound to take it off of him? And if it does, should they just wait a month so he can become number 1?
Yeah, I think Drew. It feels like Drew's going to take it. Which
are you okay with that?
I would like to see him.
So that Cody has another.
I would like to, because when you think of the Intercontinental Championship and who's the longest reigning, the Honky Tonk Man. Yeah. It's like, okay,
isn't that weird?
That doesn't sound really like that. Doesn't strike fear. Who's the number 1 or the longest reigning? Gunther.
And
who is Gunther? A very large Austrian man who smacks people.
Yeah,
that scares me. That's who it should be.
So maybe they give it to Gunther. He wins this time, and then they just continue it, and Drew gets it next month.
Yeah, Drew gets it,
and then eventually you have Gunther and Cody at Survivor Series, right?
Yeah. I want to read this. So every time I pull up the results, and I use Bleacher Report because they have really good insight. And this is about Carl Anderson versus Karrion Kross. Anderson told Styles, Meechin, and Luke Gallows that he wanted to go in it alone in the match. It pulls him over as a man's man, but it does beg the question, how much more effective would this be for Anderson if the WWE fans had any reason whatsoever to care about him? Poor Carl Anderson.
Dude, that's why I was so surprised that they came back and signed with WWE, because it's like, I don't know. Like, what's your feelings on, so they're the quote unquote Bullet Club in the WWE. What's your feelings on like Meechin being a part of that? Does she do anything to that group? No. Does she help AJ Styles?
Because it was a whole thing. It was, how are we going to, when
it was
they were feuding with Judgment Day, how are we going to solve our Rhea problem?
Exactly.
Bring back Mia Yim and have her change her name a little bit and have her fight. No, I don't. It doesn't work. It never worked. The club shouldn't be a thing. We missed completely. The start off the show, they did the tribal warfare. They're going to engage in that. Roman and Jay pretty much had a peaceful kind of, I mean,
the last 2 weeks, they really kind of have until the end.
They embrace, and then at the end, Grayson Waller has a match against Jey Uso. Jey Uso wins, and then just gets demolished. But Spears Roman, which was cool, but then gets just...
They teased that a little bit. I think that's a little foreshadowing, so that when Jay does that at SummerSlam, we think it might end.
Yeah. So that's really it. Should we go to Dynamite then?
Let's go to Dynamite.
Yeah.
The biggest things to pull away from Dynamite, in your opinion?
The whole AEW doesn't care about women's wrestling
at all.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about that. So that's been a thing. 9:23. Have you heard this?
Mm-mm.
So basically, at 9:23, the second segment of the second hour, that is when all women's wrestling takes place.
Really?
So there's a chance that have been called 9:23. They're chanting it now.
Oh wow!
And so we already knew that Khan didn't really. I don't want to say he didn't respect women's wrestling, but he hasn't put the type of love and attention into women's wrestling, right? Because in AEW, it feels like early 2010s WWE where the fans disrespect the women.
Yeah.
So where are you at with that?
I was talking.
Is it more, let me ask this question. Is it more Tony Khan is disrespecting the women, or a lack of the women getting over and really only having one, maybe two on that whole card or roster that is worth a damn?
I don't think Tony Khan's disrespecting women, because he's in everything he does. You see, he is so passionate about it, and promotes their matches as much as he can. If you look at his social media, he's like hyping them up the whole time, which could be just a face putting on. But I was talking to someone, and it was like yesterday when AEW started, their women's division was really popular because you had your Britt Baker, your Rihos, your Hikaru Shidas, your Nyla Roses. And
Rio was very much over.
They gave him such a spotlight, and then it just, as they got more and more great women's wrestlers, it's just gone to the wayside. To where the fact you have Taya Valkyrie and Britt Baker, your former champion, and I love Taya Valkyrie. I think she's fantastic.
Does Tony Khan like Taya?
He must if he's signing her.
Well, he's signing a lot of people.
That's true. He's signing, but it's like, why? I don't. It just bothers. It frustrates me. They should have the time. They should have, it should be where I feel like it should be when NXT was hot and their women's match. It wasn't, the cliche. It's the bathroom break.
Right.
When an NXT women's match happened, you're like, I'm going to be here. I'm going to watch it. I'm excited. And that's how I felt when AEW's women started. Now it's the complete opposite. It should be. I want to check. I want to watch a pay-per-view and be like, I'm really excited for this match. And when it happens, be like, that was up there match of the night, potentially.
I just don't know what they do at any moment to grow your investment or your stock in any of the females that are on the show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, even Britt Baker is kind of taking a step back somewhat. And she was the hottest thing you had for a while. And now that's a pattern with AEW, and that's the things that Fluff and I talked about a little bit, that we don't really like how they do that. But I don't know any woman in the last year that has had any real momentum. Thunder Rosa had some momentum. She got hurt and then had to drop her belt. And then
Jamie Hayter was the only one who had momentum.
Interesting. Okay, yeah.
The title off of her.
Yep. And so to me, I wonder if he just doesn't have the time, or maybe not the time. He's just unwilling to give them a second segment on a 2-hour show. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should have another.
Yeah,
match.
I think that's what's missing.
All right. Let's go over some quick things.
Darby Allin won the Battle Royal.
Yeah, Darby Allin.
Was that the right call?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Orange Cassidy retains, as always.
Where are we at with him? We're
don't-
kind of bored with him, aren't we?
I am, because it's always the same. And
But he did fight AR.
Fox.
Yeah, and that was a signing. He just got a contract.
Yeah. And then that plays into later. But also plays in Orange Cassidy gets attacked by Moxley.
Yep.
So that's probably setting up that. Jungle Boy right now is awesome.
Dude, sign me up.
I love it.
Okay, but you weren't here, though.
What?
This is a thing that Tony Khan does that bothers the hell out of me, though. Was it the right move? I put this on from last week, and you weren't here for the conversation. Was it the right move to beat your undefeated Hook on just a random Wednesday Dynamite?
No, it should have been a pay-per-view. It should have been, but yeah, it should have been a pay-per-view. You can't. That's hard to have him.
Hook was undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
He was a crowd favorite.
Now, here's the thing. There's speculation, WWE really wants Hook. And and then makes me think, what are you going to do with Hook after this? Is he going to just stay for this title?
Well, what can you do with him right now? Because his whole selling point was he was undefeated. So now you just shit all over that.
And that Jungle Boy thing, we got a Jerry Lynn sighting. Anytime I see Jerry Lynn, I get excited. I love Jerry Lynn. Here's the other thing. What we talked about, WWE or AEW just dropping storylines. Here's one with Kenny Omega and the Don Callis. Now it's supposedly just Don Callis and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, because they've that's why I'm saying they completely shifted from that. So now it's will Chris Jericho join the Don Callis's family?
Yeah.
And
can we talk about the picture that Don Callis had for him? That is like the second time Don Callis has had a painting made where him and the other person are like shirtless and something majestical is happening. It's awesome. Let me see if I can. So Darby Allin faces Swerve Strickland. Strickland wins, and then AR Fox is now part of Strickland's group.
Okay.
That's good to see him. I mean, I think that's a faction that could use more high-built people.
We'll see how I feel about it in a month.
Yeah.
They probably won't wear anything similar.
Not at all.
Yeah, no cohesiveness.
I think that's really and then you have your MJF promo where he says Adam Cole gets a title shot and Roderick Strong comes in, runs in, and it's like, oh, now Adam Cole's is more buddy with MJF than he is with Roderick Strong, who's like.
Which means, so going back to it real quick, just to put a bow on it, you could get Adam Cole versus Roderick Strong, and you could get
sign me up with
you
that.
could get CM Punk versus MJF. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That does that. And then you just keep those guys as boys. Adam Cole and MJF. Mm-hmm. You still could get there. I don't know how they're going to do it, but we've got a big event taking place this weekend.
Yes.
NXT 60. We're going to scrap this week.
I'll have something because actually I think right now as we talk, Great American Bash is going on.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So we'll talk about it next week.
Yep, you're right.
So
Great American Bash is going on literally as we speak right now. So there's big things. We're just going to scrap it this week because we'll talk about it next week.
Quick side note, Collision. Bang, bang, gang. Let me tell you what, that entrance was awesome.
It was actually. The guns, baby. The guns.
Love them.
And the last thing, did you get a chance over the 2 weeks to watch? We talked about it last week.
Your match? I did not.
Watch it. We'll talk about it next week. It's SummerSlam 92. We'll build up to it next week.
Yep, that'll work.
SummerSlam 92. We'll do next week big on the show. We're going to do SummerSlam post breakdown, and we'll do a draft because I want to talk about the point system and stuff like that. So we'll do that next Sunday. For those that are listening, this will be a little teaser. We're going to do a draft next Sunday. Myself, fantasy draft. We might even find a third person to come on the show and draft with us just to kind of make it interesting and break up ours. Make it spicy. With that being said, SummerSlam 2023 predictions.
Let's ride.
Everything that we know that's happening right now, we talked a little bit on the front end, so we should be able to fly through these a little bit faster than we normally do.
Yes.
Just give me who you think's going to win. We'll talk about what we think's going to happen, and then if there's any prop bets that can come out of any of these things, we'll dive in.
All right. So we just start from the top. I'm going off of CBS's match card. So should I just start from the top?
Sure thing.
Biggest one, undisputed WWE Universal Championship, Roman Reigns.
Start at the bottom then.
Oh, start at the bottom.
Start at the bottom.
We're going all the way to the bottom.
Yeah. I thought they would have the
all right. Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus.
All right, give me your grade of what your percentage of how much you care about this fight. We'll go
15%.
15%.
Yeah, I'm not really invested in it. In all honesty,
I'm with you. 0% for me.
I think we had this 2 weeks ago. We talked when we were last on. I would rather see newer up and comers like Candice LeRae, other people get shots other than this match.
Okay, I'll go 5% because I'm curious what Starks will do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm excited. I've never seen Trish Stratus in person, so that'd be cool
That is cool. That's exciting.
So
it's a big deal. I mean, Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch should be. Why doesn't this work? What doesn't work about this? Because on paper it sounds awesome.
It should work in it.
I think Trish Stratus is just she's not able to engage the crowd.
Yeah.
I think she would. I think she'd fall behind in this. Yes,
she was back in the day, and now and I think maybe that's a change of time where a lot of it back in the Attitude Era.
I think she benefited from that time.
Was look at the goods I have, where now it's like look at the
puppies,
look at the wrestling. So she's still a great wrestler. Are we doing who we think is going to win?
Oh yeah.
Becky Lynch.
Oh, you're going Becky Lynch?
Yeah, I'm going Becky Lynch. I just don't care, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Becky Lynch is going to win.
Okay. Next match. United States Championship. Austin Theory champion defends against Santos Escobar.
Nice. What's your percentage of investment in this match?
I'm going to give this a solid 65%.
Nice.
I think it's going to be a very good match. So that's why. The story is kind of thrown together. And I think a lot of us agree, we wish it would have been LA Knight.
Yes.
But Austin Theory, fantastic wrestler. Santos Escobar, fantastic wrestler. It's going to be a great match, and I'm picking Austin Theory to retain.
I'm picking Santos Escobar to win.
What's your percentage?
I'm with you. I'm going to go 65. I think that was a great number that you put on there. Quick side note, though. With this whole Austin Theory, or this whole LA Knight thing, a couple things. One, they changed his the way he sets up his punchline. Mm-hmm. With everybody saying the name, and then he would say what? Whose game is this? With everybody saying the name. I think they dropped that at the end, which cleans it up a little bit.
Yeah. It's very long.
Yeah, because they go to chant his name and then he's still talking and then they got to do it again. So the next thing, LA Knight, is he just winning a battle royal? And that battle royal is probably going to be on the pre-show. So now that means on your actual show you have nothing with LA Knight.
That's where they haven't announced where it's going to take place. So
side note, the only thing I wanted to throw in as a wrinkle is what if there is no Roman Rock interaction at all, but you have Roman or Rock come out with the Waller thing, and then as he drops him, LA Knight comes out.
That'd be pretty good.
That'd be kind of cool, right?
Be pretty good. Because
you could still have both.
Because LA Knight and The Rock sound alike.
Well, he's been on record talking about how he's ripped off Stone Cold and The Rock over his career.
Yeah,
and
that'd be cool.
That's just because he loved them so much.
That would be awesome. Next match.
Well, that's my big prediction there.
Okay.
Is that, we're not there yet. Sorry, go ahead.
Next match, Women's World Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. I don't see Rhea losing, so Rhea is going to win, and I'm going to give myself a solid 70%. I'm kind of excited.
You're more interested? Okay.
They had really good matches in NXT, so I'm excited to see where it's at.
I'm going to say that my interest level in this match is at a solid 50. Only because I think Raquel's actually bigger, and it's going to look enforcing, but they did nothing. They haven't told a story yet, right? So that they've rushed this story a little bit. Maybe they can do a little bit more tomorrow night to get me excited.
And just bring into their NXT that they've had a rivalry, and that will do enough.
Yeah, I do think Raquel, though, is, she's part of the future. Not that she'll be a huge star, but I think she'll be, somebody that can ruffle some feathers. I'm with you. Rhea Ripley wins.
This is a prediction. They didn't say it fully, but I think it's going to happen. So, Undisputed Tag Championship, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Priest and Mysterio. They haven't said, because it's the kind of feud they're going on right now.
Okay.
And this is what they have as a predicted because there's nothing else really happening.
That's what I was going to ask you, man. I'd almost rather them not have a match then, which is crazy because I want to see them.
Your tag champ's not even on the card,
dude. Don't insult my intelligence. Like, that's how I feel about WWE. Just throwing something together that I don't think is going to happen.
You don't want to see Dom?
I do.
Did you see his new tattoo?
Dom's my dude.
Did you see his new tattoo he got
in real life?
Yeah, that dude. So.
Yeah. No, he had it last week, right?
No, he just got one like a couple days ago.
Oh no,
or like maybe
because he's been adding to it.
Yeah, no, it's on his neck.
Oh my god. What's it say? Does it say mommy?
No, it says like villain, and I think it's Spanish.
Ooh.
On it. So like, dude, he's not going to be. You can't go face after that.
Dirty Dom, dude. He's one of my faves, dude.
I would love.
You weren't here. NXT 60 would have been freaking NXT 120. Would have been. We would have spent the whole time on it. It was awesome.
Dirty.
What was more shocking? We did this segment last week. What was more shocking? Dom winning, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Dom winning or Hook losing. What was more shocking?
Dom winning.
Dom winning
to me because I did not expect him to win that. Whereas, Hook, I thought, especially with the rumors of WWE really wanting Hook,
Okay.
I knew
Fair
at
enough.
some point
It
it was
was
going to
coming.
end. And Jungle Boy, I think that was a good fit. That
I'm okay with Jungle Boy beating him. I just thought they would have made it matter more. But all right.
So if this is the match we have, I mean, I'm going with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Okay, if that's the match we have, KO and Sammy. Well, no, what if?
Because Rob, you sold me on the whole Damian Priest. Now I don't need them to have 2 titles anymore. I don't want them.
No. I'm with you. I'm saying Damian Priest and Dom. As much as I love Dom, and I do, because he's actually. I can't wait to go up there and be like, "Where's my Dom section at?"
Did you also see the TikTok video they have of him? When someone asked him a Twitter question, and they're like, are you ever going to reconcile with your dad? And he's like, I would love to, but my dad's up there, Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, dude, I love that they embellished that so much. Dude, that's awesome. I love that. I would rather see personally. I'd rather see Sami Owens or Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fight the Viking Raiders because they just beat Alpha Academy. They had a nice little. I would just rather have that.
There's
no story, but that to me could be the banger match of the night.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That I would rather have that.
But if you get this, who are you taking?
I'm still picking Sami Zayn in them.
Yeah,
so
that's hard. All right, next one. Here we go. SummerSlam Battle Royale. It's announced, has not been. It's a special SummerSlam Battle Royale. LA Knight and Sheamus are first 2 superstars to kind of demand and be granted spots into it. It's 20 men. Give me one surprise guest, because I have one, and I can give you it right now if you want.
Give you one if it's on the main show, but if it's on the pre-show, then it's...
I think this is going to be on the main show.
I don't. I just don't. I think it starts... I think they might even be on Friday Night SmackDown.
They did that with Andre the Giant. Here's mine.
Give it to
Braun
me.
Breaker.
Ooh. Okay.
And I am picking
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Braun Breaker to win.
I don't think LA Knight wins it.
No, I don't think LA Knight wins it too. Because
here's why I don't think...
You got to play the long game, everybody. You got to play the long game.
Yeah, and I don't think we're there yet. Interesting. Okay. I'll
do Braun Breaker.
Okay. I'll come back to it.
Okay. All right, we'll go to the next match then. Just whenever you get... Ooh, the grudge match. Just the match everybody's excited for. Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
Time out. I'm not going to let you just walk over what you just said. This is the match
grudge
that everybody is excited for. Are they?
They should have done a loser leaves at WWE match because Ronda doesn't want to be here anymore. And Shayna Baszler is going to win. That's it. I don't care.
God, I hope Ronda wins. I really hope Ronda wins.
Am I going to sing really loud when I hear Bad Reputation play? Yes, that is all.
I love Ronda Rousey. I do. I'm a fan of Ronda Rousey.
I met her husband.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Is he cool?
He's kind of in a rush, and he I think we kind of irritated him a little bit. He shook our hands and took a photo with us.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He's a big man.
All right. I just want to say this on record. I actually am a fan of Ronda Rousey. I think she should be doing more. I just think she needs a manager. And I think if she had a manager, she'd be packaged so much better.
I would love to see her manager.
Paul
other
Heyman.
than Paul Heyman, because that's obvious. And I think he should take him off commentary, make him be a manager at Corey Graves.
Oh, dude. Okay, don't take him off commentary, but do both. Do both.
So like Taz, when Taz was Team Taz.
Yes. When his people come out, then Corey should stand up and freaking Saxton should come back or whatever.
I would love... I
dude, Corey would be phenomenal. I think that dude would be. I went as far as to say I want Corey Graves to be the fucking. I don't know. I just swore haven't done it all day. The general manager.
That'd be cool.
Like that'd be cool. You know what I mean?
I wish he would. I thought when Regal left, they would make him the NXT manager. That would have been cool too.
He's awesome. I love Corey Graves. I think Shayna Baszler is going to win too, but I don't want her to. So
all right, next match, and this is kind of the
interest level
for this match.
Yeah.
Should I announce what match it is first before I say interest?
No. Well, interest level for the Shayna
Baszler. 50%.
Okay.
I'm not.
So right now,
I do love Ronda. I'm with you. I love Ronda Rousey as well.
I'm just curious if we're even excited about the SummerSlam card. That's what I'm trying to. That's why I'm asking for percentages
I think
today.
We're going to get into these.
Okay.
As we go, because right now, this match, I will give you my interest level is a 90%.
Okay.
Is Ricochet versus Logan Paul.
90%.
Because they are going to do something in this match that's crazy. I like the story of you could have killed me, you ruined my chance.
All right.
And
let's play predict the spot. What is the spot that they're going to do that is going to bring the house down? What is the viral moment that they're going to have? Let's just, right. I'll let you think.
I I don't think it's going to be it's going to be a spot in the match. It's not going to be the moment, but I bet you Ricochet hits a double shooting star press that he's done before.
Okay.
That would be cool because he's only done it once in WWE. I have a feeling it's gonna be like some form of like springboard Canadian destroyer or something. Just and it's gonna be Logan Paul who does it. It's not gonna be Ricochet. It's gonna be someone different that like it's gonna be Logan Paul doing the move that's like whoa.
Interesting.
Because we expect Ricochet to do something crazy. And like initiate it. I think Logan Paul's the storyline plays. Ricochet was unsafe. Logan Paul is going to take that risk move.
What if the story goes like this? Then what if Ricochet can't help himself? Right, he's doing a wrestler's wrestling match, right?
Trying to,
and then he gets to the end and he can't help himself, and he goes for this high risk thing and misses, and Logan just wins that way.
Yeah, I wish this is just a regular match. I kind of wish it had like
something attached to it,
a ladder match or something. Just
that would be good.
Like
yeah,
the TLC, just something,
just some type of stipulation.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Logan Paul will win. My 90%. I'm actually.
I didn't say Logan Paul is going to win, but Logan Paul will win. Yeah.
Oh yeah. This whole thing was designed for Logan Paul.
He has to win a match too. He's lost everything really.
Ricochet was talking in the ring on Monday, and he's just not good on the mic, dude.
He could be a East manager too.
Yes, totally agree. He's a guy that would be good in like the Hurt business or the street business. We've been talking over this for the last 2 weeks. The Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, dude. That's a faction that I care about.
Ricochet looks the look like when he wears like the suits and stuff.
Looks good. That's a
him,
faction I would care about on SmackDown.
Put Carmelo Hayes in it too,
dude. No. Carmelo Hayes is way better than Ricochet in that.
Oh, I know,
faction.
But I would love to have. Yeah. I want them. I know WWE is big on like 4-man factions. I want I love
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I love Bullet Club, and Bullet Club has like 12 people. Make a big group, and then
it's very hard to keep everybody at a certain level of prestige.
Next one, Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. And let me tell you what, this is another one that I'm really excited for because there's going to be big men smacking meat. And I love it. 100%, Rob. I'm ready.
100%? Okay, I'll go as high as 80%. I think they needed to build it a little bit better with Drew.
This will come nowhere close to the WrestleMania match, though.
No, I agree. Sheamus and Gunther just had better chemistry. With that being said, is this our chop bet match?
Yep.
Are we going to do it live at the suite?
Oh, yeah. We'll film it.
We'll film it live at the suite. All right. So are we going to throw a caveat without going over? Or we just want to give the closest to the number?
Closest to the number.
Okay. I'll let you go first because you
20. And this isn't Price is Right. You can't be like 21 or 19. Okay. Go be.
I actually think it's going to be less.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 17. I think you were close, but I think it's less. 20 is a lot, dude.
I think it's going to be a lot.
All right. So if it's 19, it's yours.
Rob, the other one was like 40.
Well,
triple threat was
there
like
was 3 guys.
It was almost 50.
There was 3 guys. Though.
I think there's going to be a lot more than 20. I think it's going to be. I'm just going 20.
You went conservatively? Oh man, I'm going liberally. All right, man. I'm saying 17. Right. He's 20. He's on record.
Write that down so we don't forget about it.
I cannot wait to chop this man again. I'll have the leg room. We'll have his boss freaking holding the camera.
Just holding me back. Someone holding me back.
Someone holding him back, dude. This is going to be awesome. I love it.
Who do you got winning? I know I've been saying who I think is going to win first. I want to see who you pick.
I go back and forth. I think this is the match that has me the most up in the air. I'm going to say Gunther wins it because he's so close to being number 1. Gunther wins it.
If you would have asked me probably yesterday or maybe 20 minutes before we started the podcast, I would have said Drew. I'm going Gunther because I talked myself into it. Think about when you think who's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. Do you want to be Gunther or do you want the honky tonk man? It's like
I just don't know that they're going to run this match back though. So now I'm starting to think.
Don't, because the next person who should take it from Gunther is Solo Sikoa.
I'm telling you, Solo Sikoa is never going to fight Gunther because they're on 2 different shows. So you have, I think Drew's going to win this belt at some point. Does it happen this week? I'm going to say no. I think Gunther wins.
I think Gunther wins too.
But I'd be okay if Drew won because I love Drew too.
I also agree. So. All right. Raw Women's Championship. Asuka defending against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. Caveat, we still have Io Sky with the
Yep.
the briefcase.
And I'm on record saying that she's going to cash in.
She's going to cash in.
I think they end the night with Io Sky as the champion. That's how I feel. So whether there's a match, I guess if I have to lay out how I think it's going to go, do I think Asuka or anybody wins prior? I don't. I think Sky comes in and interrupts and wins it.
So you think she interrupts during it?
I do. I think she takes it.
I was going to say the same thing. I think it's going to be not the heist of a century, but I think it's going to be in the middle of the match. But I have to say, so we both think Io's going to walk away with it.
Yeah, because I think Io versus Asuka is a rivalry worth getting excited about. Yeah. And I think Io holding on to it, not being very good at English, is not something that gets us excited about.
All her thing is like her just like flaunting it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you could argue that Damian Priest, he could hold it for a long time, and he'd do a good job holding it. But I still like my idea better.
I know. So Io is there, and we think that if Io isn't cashing in, who out of these three are you picking to win? It is a brand new belt, and Charlotte Flair has not won this belt. I'm going Asuka because I don't think Asuka is going to lose it unless it's that way. That's too soon. Match
will be awesome.
75% excited for the Io Sky thought process. Put it at a 98 for me. I'm like, that's the thing that's like really got me excited for this match. Is how's it going to play?
Okay, I like the way you broke that down. I will go. My excitement level for this match is probably, 40, 50. I'll give it a fair fight. 50 is my highest, but with the excitement of how that plays out, it brings it up to a solid 85% because if that happens, because then all of a sudden I'm interested in all three girls again. Charlotte does not need a belt right now. No. And you can make this match full of star power because none of them are going to win it.
Yeah.
So I think this match level, you know what? I should go on watching the match will be fun because those three girls are great.
They're going to see some cool moves.
I'll go as high as say I'm excited, about 65% excited, but I think I'd get up to as high as 90 to 100 if they can get Sky in there.
If looking at it,
but what's Bayley's role going to be? Because her and Sky have been.
Yeah.
So does she go to cash in and then Bayley
cost her? Maybe?
Cost her?
Is she the one who runs in and maybe does something that costs?
So I think we have to
triple threat. There's no rule.
I think we have to pick a winner of the three. So you're picking Asuka retaining.
Yeah. If Asuka was if
Bayley was the cost Sky, who would benefit from Bayley's relationship? Bianca.
Okay.
Bayley and Bianca, because I think Bianca's going heel.
The only reason I am picking I like where you thought I'm picking Asuka because I think that's your next big rivalry is Bianca Charlotte. Charlotte. And I don't think that has to be for the belt at all.
But I think it will
and
be.
Asuka and Io, you can continue that.
Okay. So, I'm going to go on record and say Bianca wins, but I think Sky ends the night.
Yeah, I think Asuka wins. Sky will end the night with it as well.
All right. There we go.
I'm going to be really happy if she does because I got a high five from her when she came to.
Oh, don't you love those memories?
Yeah. All right. Next we got into our big title matches. Now,
we got the big three coming up now.
Yes. So we have World Heavyweight Championship, Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor. That's a World Heavyweight Championship. You also have lurking in the dark Damian Priest.
Okay.
Because we all know Damian Priest ain't cashing it in on the other side.
The more I think about this match, I love Seth Rollins. But my favorite wrestler of all time is Shawn Michaels. Okay. And when Shawn Michaels in 96 got the chance to be the world champion and take WWE up against WCW, as much as I love Shawn Michaels, his matches, his opponents were like Vader.
Yeah, they're not.
Listen to me.
Disrespect Vader.
I'm not disrespect. I would never. I loved Vader. Okay. But Vader versus Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam couldn't hold up against
Vader or
NWO coming in and being new and exciting and wondering who the third man was. You understand?
Yeah.
So Shawn never got it there until Austin took it over, and then you're like, shit, Austin can just take this and run with it. So here's my point. I love Rollins. Outside of his first title run, where he had the streak and he had the goons, right? You know what I'm talking about?
J&J Security, man, the authority.
I'm not sure I've loved any of his title runs.
I agree with you because outside of that first one, because
And he's my favorite.
He was the heel.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody still loved him, but he was that heel because he was just so good. Every time he's been the main guy, fans have turned on him.
They have.
And
they're not turning on him.
We haven't got there yet, but it's going to happen. And that's why fans, I'm fine with him not having the belt if he loses to Balor because fans love him when he's not the champion.
Yes.
They love him becoming the champion,
Yes.
but then after a month or two, they turn on him.
Seth is, and I not to tangent, and we'll save this for another show, just a food for thought. What makes someone a better at the end of their career? Did Roman jump Seth here, or was he always ahead of Seth because of this run? Probably so, but I'd be curious to talk about whether he was there prior, because I still thought Seth was the best member of the Shield prior to this run, and you could still argue, that he is, but here's my point. I think Roman's a better champion. Seth is a better chaser.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I think Seth does lose Saturday. I think he loses and Finn Balor wins. And that way, and I'm okay with it because it keeps Seth Rollins hot.
And we still have the rematch. He'll get his rematch. I want to have this discussion about that, but I'll give you my little brief. If you looked at me and you're like, who's the name, list me off how the Shield goes, the order, it's Rollins, Ambrose, Reigns. It was. But WWE, Vince looked at it the other way, that Roman was always the future.
I would have went Rollins, Reigns, Ambrose.
Yeah, I thought Dean was so.
I've never thought Dean has ever surpassed any of those two guys. I think that's why we talked about this last week on the show a little bit. I think there's an insecurity in Ambrose. I do.
Is that why he bleeds all the time?
That's because I do. If you go back and listen to the show last week, there's the conversation we had is that Jon Moxley bleeds so much for his fans. It's almost like a cry for help saying, please accept me. And if he's bleeding all that or he just loves bleeding. But the problem with bleeding all the time is it becomes less special.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And we broke down Blood and Guts last week, which was awesome. But at the same time,
I didn't hear that part. What do you think of Blood and Guts?
So Blood and Guts was awesome. Yeah. But Blood and Guts has flaws. And here's some of the flaws. Here's some of the flaws. First of all, there's so much stuff happening in the ring that the production value always lacks. Yep. These guys are putting themselves through hell, and it's not even getting caught on camera. It's in the background.
It's War Game. I think War Games still is the same as well, because I went to a War Games live, and it was really hard to even. And that was the one where it was Undisputed Era versus Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee.
Oh, you went to that one.
Dijak and Kevin Owens.
Nice.
And it was still so hard to.
But see, you were there live though, and there was. But when you're watching it on TV, I think WWE does a better job of saying, okay, guys, what are the spots in this match that you're going to hit? These are the things we're going to do. Yeah. Okay, whatever's going on in the background, there's nothing going. Basically, saying there's nothing going on in the background. Well,
and that's I was talking to my wife about it because she was asking me questions about it when they had the whole, which I had to, I love car crash stuff.
Yeah.
When they had that
bed of nails,
the bed of nails, when that happened, I had to turn away.
Yeah.
But you're sitting there and you see the bed of nails and that going on, but right behind them is where the glass bag was. So it's when you see something, you're like, ooh, what's going on over there? I agree. And AEW, I think they'll never reach the production level of WWE as well.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe they do. Maybe they sometime down the road they bring in somebody. But
they sign Kevin Dunn to come
but I just these guys love that stuff. But I'll give you just a few examples off the top of the head. Number one, they missed explaining why Jackson changes his shoe.
Yeah.
Jackson just gets in the ring and changes his shoe.
Yeah.
And the guy doesn't even know it until the end, 10 minutes later when he super kicks someone with it. He's like, oh, he's got a black shoe on. Yeah. It's was there any communication there? I still don't know why the hell he did that.
The shoe?
Yeah.
It's thumbtack shoe. There's thumbtacks in the bottom of it.
Okay.
So he super kicks him.
Oh, wow. Thumbtacks in the bottom of the shoe, even though there's thumbtacks laying on the ground. It does nothing for me. The other thing, Don Callis leaving the announce table to go and get Kuda.
Yeah.
Or, am I saying that right?
Kachka, whatever his name is. I don't know.
And telling him that, hey, he's had enough. They missed all of that until the end. We didn't see what's-his-face leaving the ring at all. All of a sudden, you see him in the background. He's walking up the ramp.
Yeah.
And you're like...
Yeah, I agree. There was things like that.
There's just shit like that I want to see tightened up.
And then they talk about the end where Yuta's just getting what everybody
Or
thought.
Yuta,
Getting murdered.
Yeah.
And they said that Moxley told him to stop.
Yeah.
Like called the match. And it's like, but you don't see Moxley at all. He's just sitting
yes,
there
exactly.
for
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the last thing. You're talking about when the match ended.
Yeah.
So he's getting
Mox is hung up
but you don't see him tap.
Yeah.
There's no tap.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the bell rings.
That was when I was like,
I was going to ask you. I'm so glad you brought how'd that match end?
Via John Moxley pretty much saying they quit.
Okay. Was that ever announced
No.
That's my point.
Yeah. No.
That's my point.
No.
All right, we're
All
back.
right. So you have Finn Balor winning.
I have Balor winning.
I love your prediction. I loved what you said, and I want to see that so bad. I'm taking Seth Rollins.
You know why I love it so much? Is because poor freaking Finn Balor, he won it for one day, and now he'll own it for two.
Dude.
So his title reign has been twice for 3 days. I love it.
I'm gonna pick Rollins just to be
Okay,
different.
I like it.
Rob, I hope and pray that what you say is correct.
Okay.
And if it happens, it's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
Because I think Finn Balor does deserve his flowers in that moment too.
For 2 days.
Oh yeah, 2 days. I wouldn't want anything less, you know.
I mean,
All right.
if he does get his flowers, then you can tease the Damian thing and he can keep it for a while. But I just think that's more interesting.
And now we got our next match, the rubber match between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar.
Yep. My interest level in this is less than my interest level in the first time. Only because I was shocked in the way they did the first time. Cody Rhodes actually getting the pin in a clean. That was probably my highest interest level in these two because I didn't know how it was going to play out. Now that they're 1-1, we know Cody Rhodes is going to win. It's just a matter of how it's going to happen. Now, isn't there a special stipulation in this match, or is this just a regular wrestling
I think
match?
it's just a regular wrestling match.
Interesting. So does
Funny.
Cody beat him straight up, just like 1, 2, 3, pin in the middle of the ring?
I guess he's gonna have to.
What if I threw something else at you?
What's up?
Busted Open talked about this in great detail the other day. What if Cody Rhodes was to make Brock Lesnar tap?
Oh, that'd be so good.
Brock Lesnar hasn't tapped. How many times do you think Brock Lesnar has
Once.
tapped in his career?
Once.
4 times.
Really?
And how many, you know what year that was? He tapped 4 times in 1 year to 2 different guys. 2 different guys made him tap twice.
Kurt Angle?
Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle.
Chris Benoit. Such a great wrestler.
So that hasn't happened since 2003. So
Really? I'm just trying to look up and see if there's any
Great American Bash details.
about if there's
Stipulation. I haven't heard any yet, and I've been following it
No, but it's just
straight up.
yep.
All right. Well, I'm going Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it's just a rematch.
And I think that one's pretty. I think you are too, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. Cody Rhodes is winning that one.
Does it do any damage to Brock Lesnar, or he just Teflon and we're past it?
It's Brock Lesnar.
Does Brock go away for a while?
That or he'll fight Omos again. I don't know. No, it's Brock's. I think Brock's one of those special cases that no matter what happens to Brock, Brock loses this match. He goes and goes to his farm, kills a bunch of cows, cooks a lot of meat, does whatever he does, hunts, and then in 2 months he'll come back and we will lose our crap when we hear, dude.
I love it. I love it. But I'll say this:
he'll come back with a braided beard this time. And
I'm going to say this to you. I think Brock's done for a while after this one.
Let him.
I don't know that there's anybody left for him to fight. Cody made sense because of the hard times thing. I don't know that there's anybody left. You could always do a storyline with anybody, but he's a special attraction. Nobody's story makes any sense to feud with Brock.
Seth had his kind of feud with
Yep.
them. Roman had his.
Outside of like freaking Gunther versus Brock, but it's never going to happen because right now Brock's a villain and Gunther's a villain.
Yeah, Gunther would be the only other one, and then other than that, I mean, he's not. If he was still in AEW or WWE and AEW or WWE doing bad, Keith Lee would have been perfect, but he's not there because we had that moment in the Rumble.
It's just not going to happen unless he comes back and has a program with Drew as the Intercontinental Champion. Well, there's a story there.
Brock ain't going for the IC belt. Come on.
No, he's not, but maybe he will. Maybe he will. I mean, Drew and him Drew knocked him out of the Rumble.
Maybe like a.
Did Drew end up beating Brock? He did.
Yeah.
When he got his championship during COVID, it was against Brock.
It was against Brock.
I think you could run that back with crowd.
He beat Brock and eliminated Brock in that.
And with at WrestleMania 36 in front of nobody.
Yeah, because he won that Rumble and then won that Mania.
In his book, Drew McIntyre talks about how he watched from his couch him beat Brock Lesnar.
Really?
Isn't that incredible?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
because they filmed it all.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. I don't know. Brock, go do what you do on your time. Come back, and I'll be excited to see you.
Yep.
All right. Now, the next one, Tribal Combat for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. That's a mouthful. Roman Reigns defends against main event Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excitement level.
Rob, here's where it's going to see, and I'm going to sound like just such a
douchebag.
No, a mark. Just a mark.
A mark? I thought you were going to go the other way.
About wrestling. If you would have asked me 2 years ago if you would have asked me when I saw them fight in Hell in a Cell, in a couple years, you'll see this match and you'll be so excited. I would have been like, you're a liar. I'm 100%.
100%.
I don't care what
Does
happens.
any part of you want to see Jey win?
Oh, 100%. I want to see Jey win.
I do not.
I want to see Jey win. I know it won't happen, but it's the same thing. I want Sami Zayn to win.
Okay. Oh, so to my man's credit,
I am invested.
You want wreckage and car crash at all time.
Yes.
I love it. I absolutely.
Every match should be blood and guts. Every match.
I'm just saying, man. I do not want Jey to win because I think big picture. I just don't want anything to impact this storyline. And Jey can win, and it still carries huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's done right.
Jey.
It just has to be done right.
I don't see him moving the knee. Like you said, it's gonna go backwards because
if he wins, it's temporarily until I think he wins it for 1 month if he was the winner.
You have to have somebody who, if you're gonna take the title off of Roman Reigns, like a Cody Rhodes, who can withstand that role. And I don't think Jey Uso is that guy. As much as I have loved him since main event Jey Uso was monikered, it's Roman's gonna win, and it's going to what we said, Cody, and it's going down the road to Cody, and it's going down to the Rock.
So when Roman fought Brock Lesnar last year at SummerSlam, we knew Roman was gonna win. We were curious how it was gonna happen. I thought it was unbelievable what they did. You remember the whole tractor trip? That was awesome. It was great. It was just a huge spectacle. Made it feel huge, right? I think, dude, this is the midway point of the year. This is the biggest thing happening in the summer in wrestling outside of Wembley. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this is how WWE touts it, the big party in the summer.
They have to. This show has to bring it.
It has to bring it.
I think it has to bring it.
I think dude, the more and more I talk about this, the more I talk myself in the fact that Jey Uso's chances of winning are higher than ever before.
Rikishi posted a photo of it was like him, or it had like Jimmy and Solo, Rikishi, Roman, and then it had Jey in the middle with the lay on him and stuff. I was like, oh man, you know how cool that would be? Just to almost do, like you said, that Roman, it has to fall in line for, maybe Roman falls in line for a minute, like a month.
I don't think you can do that.
Just to see maybe Jey becomes kind of an a-hole after.
I don't think you can do that.
I don't think you can too.
I think you'd have to invest too much time to get there.
I got a prop bet though for you.
Okay, I was going to ask you something. Go ahead.
Mine is, I think Rikishi shows up.
Okay, so let's go along with that then.
Yeah.
Do you think not just Rikishi, I think others. Do you think elders show up? I think elders are there.
Like who?
Just like, I forget their names, Hoffa, and the guys that started off. And Sika, they were there to start, right? They gave him the lay.
Yeah.
I think Hoffa, Sika, Rikishi, and just other random people that aren't wrestlers, but that are there. I think elder family, I think they're there. And I think it makes it feel big.
Yeah, I think because this is, huge. So, yeah.
Remember I told you I thought it'd be fun if the elders were there surrounding the ring like a lumberjacks? You remember that? Not that they should be beating on them, but like, I think it would look cool.
Too.
Yeah. That's the little, yeah.
Man, what if they have the match ends and Roman wins and Roman's walking up and they do a thing where the elders are all out there and Rikishi has to
has to acknowledge
him, and then Alpha and Seeker are there, and they do the lay, and then you hear "If you smell," and Rock comes out and is like,
"That's how I think it should end."
And Roman's like, "Acknowledge me," and Rock's won't.
And
that's how it ends.
Like he looks at him, he walks to the side, acknowledge me. He walks to the side to the fans. He comes back, acknowledge me, and he walks back.
Yeah,
we got it.
Book it. So good.
I'm there. Yeah. I'm for it.
I think Roman's gonna win.
I think Roman's gonna win. I'm going to give you.
I think as similar to how Sami Zayn was at. I know this isn't Jey Uso's home. I mean, he's not from Detroit, the Rock City. I will be on the edge of my seat this whole show. Or this whole
You'll be
match,
chanting
this
for
whole
Uso?
match. I will be
Jay,
chanting, when Jay comes out, I know you'll be standing up acknowledging Roman. I'm acknowledging Jay.
Oh, I'll be acknowledging our tribal chief, baby. All right. So we know there's going to be interference.
Yeah.
Jimmy will be back. Do you think there's, and I've been talking about this for a while, I don't know who, do you think it's possible we get some type of new bloodline members at all? Or are they just going to leave it to those two, Solo keeping his loyalty, and then the elders? Do you think they're just going to keep it simple?
Yeah, because I just don't know who they'd bring.
I don't either, and
Because
you actually know the bloodline
because
lineage better than me.
Like you said, the random Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, showed up on Rampage.
Yeah, on
randomly.
Rampage. Would it bother you
all the younger-
if they brought in two guys that in kayfabe were in the bloodline, but weren't actually in the bloodline?
That's fine to me. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't even care if they're like, they could be the fourth cousin. I don't care.
Okay.
I want more people. I think the bloodline would be cool.
Yeah.
Faction warfare.
It's coming. Yeah.
Give me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So Roman Reigns wins. We've already talked about The Rock being there. We think we're going to see The Rock for sure. I don't think there's anything else but putting a bow on the SummerSlam.
Let's do a couple prop bets then. I think any celebrity appearance.
There are always going to be celebrity appearances because, well, it's Detroit, right? So we got to get somebody from there. Don't do Kid Rock.
Oh, you know it's going to be Kid Rock. Don't you? He's going to be
Ted
there.
Nugent, Kid Rock.
Kid Rock will be there making out with some random person in front. It's Kid Rock. I'm taking Kid Rock. You can pick someone else.
I have to pick someone else now?
Yep. You shouldn't have said Kid Rock.
I'm going Jeff Daniels. No, I'm joking. Celebrity.
Uncle Cracker.
What female? Is there like a female singer from?
Madonna?
There's got to be like a younger female singer that's going to like sing an opening fucking thing. I don't know why I'm swearing today. I haven't swore. I'm doing it just because Fluff's not on the show.
Them kids.
Nah. And it's not, and they're not going to sing.
Anita Baker.
Nah. Dude, I don't know enough people from, I'll go Ted Nugent.
Okay.
Not that he'll be on the show, but they'll show him in the
crowd.
front row or something. He's too old. He ain't going to be there. I'm going to
Uncle
lose that one.
Ted. Just say Uncle Cracker, dude. It's all right. T Grizzly.
Oh, you know what? They are in Detroit, and they're at Jared Goff.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going Jared Goff.
You could have just went a Lions player. I would have taken that.
No, I'm going Jared Goff.
Okay,
I'm going to be specific. He's the face of the franchise, so I'm going him.
He is the face.
Or maybe Aiden Hutchinson would be dope, too.
That would be cool. Aiden would be cool.
Do we see an Aiden Hutchinson like LT bump in the? Well, he's not big enough. He's not popular enough.
No, because
Nobody knows
Raleigh isn't in WWE anymore.
Okay, Aiden Hutchinson's not a big enough name.
Okay. I mean, in Michigan he is, but
But dude, we would go nuts, right?
I mean, I'm not a Lions fan, so I mean,
what? Wait, are you a Packers fan?
Yeah.
That's right, you're a Packers fan.
My dad was a Packers fan, so I grew up a Packers fan. Sorry. Who else? Prop bet. So we have our chop bet.
Yep.
Fan
20-17.
And then the elders are not, which I think we just agreed on the elders. Do you have any more that you want to do?
For this one, I think prop bets usually just, we talked about the viral moment, what we think that would be.
Yeah.
I didn't really have what I thought.
Does LA Knight get his own segment outside of the match?
Yes, I do think he does. And this is why I think the Battle Royal is on the pre-show or on SmackDown. I think, actually, now that I think about it, I think LA Knight comes out after The Rock does his thing with Waller. I think we have an LA Knight Rock segment, and then I actually think we get The Rock at the end, too.
All right. Here's one, and it's going to be hard to tell because it's not something we can be like right then and there. If this segment happens, which it should, The Rock Waller, does it ruin Grayson Waller's career?
No.
Okay.
No, because John Cena,
well, I mean,
if anything, it elevates.
The Rock has ruined.
No, dude. Okay. Waller has been given the rub more times this year than Ron Jeremy. He's yes. But here's the thing.
Sorry, kids, for that reference.
Oh, they got to Google it now. They could have just went right over their head. But anyways, yeah. So Waller's going to get squashed in this. That's his whole role right now. Yeah. Is it just get smashed? Is Edge anywhere? He's not on the card at all. Interesting. Interesting.
I got one last thing.
Okay.
We're in Detroit, the Motor City.
Mm-hmm.
Does any wrestler come in on in a car?
Like Cena did at WrestleMania 23?
Does anybody?
Yeah, I think it's the cheesy thing to do, though.
In what car? What? It has
Gotta
to
be a
Ford.
Shelby
No,
GT.
yeah, it has to be I think it has to be a Ford.
Gotta be a Shelby Mustang.
So,
And let's go with Becky Lynch. She comes in a Shelby Mustang.
I'm gonna go different on that. Charlotte.
Oh, you're gonna say Charlotte's gonna be the
and
badass?
just like a blinged out spark
Dope.
just like when the lights hit it, it just sparkled.
I think it's such a babyface move, though. You know what I mean? And I don't know that Charlotte.
I mean,
is she a face right now?
I don't know what she is.
She's kind of like the anti right
she's
now.
kind of just in there because they're definitely leaning,
Bianca
becoming the heel.
Yeah.
So, which is gonna be awesome.
That's a good prop bet. I'm going Becky. It's funny that we both think the females will get the rule. Let's see if there's anything else that we're missing. He comes in like a Ford
F-150 in the back, just standing behind, just.
I was gonna say like a some type of minivan where he just like slides the door open and steps out.
Drew steps out in a Ford Focus. Just
no, that's who your bet guy should have been. He would probably drive the car. Drew.
No, he would have been. He's got a sword, man.
No, they got rid of the sword.
I think.
No, he's done with the sword.
Upsetting.
Yeah.
I can see LA Knight doing it though. If it's on the main show and they do, because they'll do the WWE thing where they'll do a bunch of people entrance at one time, and then the main people like Sheamus.
Sheamus and LA Knight. Yeah,
I can see LA Knight doing it.
I could.
That would be. Yeah,
I'm just telling you, dude. That battle royal is not going to be on the main card. I'm just. It's just not going to happen.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
That's why I think there will be a segment with him.
You know who I can see showing up?
Who you got?
I don't know how it would do it. Maybe in the crowd. Diesel, Big Kevin Nash. Sure, Detroit.
Yeah, he is. You're right, and he's boys with the boys.
The boys.
I don't know what he would do.
I don't know.
He'd be a good manager.
Yeah, he'd just be cool just to see in the front row.
But he'd be a good manager for like
do a backstage segment with the Click and all that. Like, well, you can't because
Ramon
Razor. But have maybe they could do something. Remember in Razor with Triple H and Shawn Michaels and have Kevin Nash show up randomly. That would be awesome.
The Click first formed at Madison Square Garden.
We don't need to talk about that. That's the day kayfabe died, according to most people.
Interesting, really?
No, it was actually WrestleMania 3 when Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan got arrested with drugs in their car.
That's interesting. We're going to wrap this show up for everybody once and for all. I don't have a Who Am I this week. I would have.
Top dollar. It's all right.
But I didn't want to crap on our SummerSlam prediction show. So a couple things for next week. We will bring the Who Am I segment back. We'll do first time rewatch for the 92 SummerSlam with HBK versus Rick the Model Martel. It's funny, Ben Kozab remembered it well, and we had some moments there. And then we will also have our draft. We will talk about the rules of that draft. Just off the top of our head, we were kind of playing around with the idea of you got to draft 3 guys from AEW, 3 guys from WWE for sure. Then you got to draft 1 tag team or 2 tag teams. Yeah. Let's get the actual thing because I think it'd be interesting. We're going to have about 15 rounds of this.
Yeah, so we 15 rounds, 3 have to be from WWE, 3 from AEW, 2 tag team.
Yep.
Any tag team, any company. 2 women can be from any company. 1 round is a sleeper pick, someone who has never carried the top 2
belts in their company. So that's what I want to talk about. What's the second belt in AEW? Is it the TV title, or is it North American?
Man. You mean All Atlantic
or All Atlantic? Yeah, sorry.
I don't know what the second belt.
Let's just establish one then.
All Atlantic because it's only been 2 people who've had it. So
that opens up the roster a little bit more.
A little bit more.
Because I would have argued it was the TV belt for a while there. Because Cody had it. There's more prestigiousness there. Yeah, I'm with you.
Recently, it's just no one cares about it.
All right, so we'll just do. We'll say, but it is a sleeper. It is a sleeper pick.
Who's the TNT champion right now?
I know this. I know this. Stop. We did this last week.
You
2 weeks ago.
Quizzed me on all of them. I got them all right.
Yeah, you did. I know this. Give me a second. The TV champion, right? Because it's not TNT anymore.
No, it's TNT. It's still TNT.
Oh, it is TV. Yeah, TV is WCW. TNT champion. It was Hobbs, and then he lost it. Wait. Wardlow had it.
Yeah.
No, and then Wardlow lost it to the current guy. And the current guy, oh my God, is it? It's Jake Snake's guy.
No.
What am I thinking of?
That's
Lance Archer. It's not Lance Archer. Dude, I know who this. I don't. I
Rob,
lost.
Rob, it's Christian Cage who definitely didn't win the championship.
That's right. It's Luchasaurus. Thank you. I had
But
Lance
Christian
Archer and
Cage's
Luchasaurus.
championship.
Yeah, Christian Cage is the champion. My fault. Just kind of like Bailey is the Money in the Bank winner. Interesting.
Hey, it's Freebird rules.
All right, join us next week. Draft 15 rounds. We will also be here talking about SummerSlam Fallout. We will also be here talking about First Watch Rewatch. It will be my man's turn to tell us. We'll discuss mine.
Oh, I can't wait.
And he'll be delivering his. We'll see you on down the road. Peace out.